I didn't have time to look it up and find out what parts, because this is the second time I've seen the movie. I saw it in the theater when it came out.
Wow.
Wait, what?
I did not. I didn't know which parts were I hadn't seen before because it had been so long. So somebody briefly just give me the rundown. What parts are
Well,
new?
I mean, obviously the biggest difference from
Is the ending.
the ending is the theatrical. The Love Conquers All was the one that Sidney Sheinberg tacked on, which I've only watched one time, which is basically a happy ending. They live happily ever after.
Right.
Oh, is that where they're out in out in the woods somewhere?
Trailer, they pull back.
Yeah, you don't basically get this. This doesn't happen.
I have a question.
Wait, hold on. I saw this in the theater when it came out, and that ending was on there.
Yes, that because Terry Gilliam had a very public fight with Sidney Sheinberg, and insisted that this version was the one that get put in. That's the same one I saw at the Vogue.
And that's why it took so long for the movie to be released, was this dispute.
There was
a big reason to buy the Criterion of this is because it comes with the documentary that covers the entire thing. If you have the DVD, it is the second of the 3 discs.
Right.
First disc is the theatrical release. The second disc is the documentary. The third disc is the original director's cut, whatever you want to call it. But the documentary about, I wish I had time this week to rewatch it, but the documentary about the fight that the two of them had over this movie is so fucking fascinating.
And it's public too. It was in Variety for weeks.
Yeah, he took out a full-page ad in Variety.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where the tone of the movie is completely changed, especially the end of it, and watching it as it's supposed to be completely changes how you feel about the movie, at least in my opinion.
Fuck. Yes.
So I do have a question, because even though we saw the sad ending in the theater when it came out, we saw the sad ending again this week when we rewatched it.
Yep.
I distinctly remember him being dead in the chair at the end of the movie in the theater, dead.
Well, he was,
and then he's kind of like zonked.
He's a vegetable.
Yeah,
he's not dead. He's not dead.
Am I just
As
misremembering?
far as I know, there are no versions where he's actually dead.
Okay.
Terry Gilliam thinks this is a happy ending, by the way.
Oh yeah. Also, you might have been going for your car keys when you saw it the first time out, so you may have missed it. So who knows?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just when that much time passes, you have a memory of something, and it's not accurate.
I saw this twice, the Vogue, immediately, because I loved it so much. But I did watch it this time with the commentary for about half of it, and Gilliam definitely thinks this is a happy ending.
Yeah, he got to
regards, because why?
He got to escape into his own mind, get out of
he escaped.
Yeah, in his own way, as it were. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it moved along pretty well.
Jared's trying to ask a question.
Yeah, Jared.
Oh, are we all just praising this, or do we also think that
there are a few things? There are a few things.
I don't think this holds up that well.
Okay.
I guess I just never realized how much. When I saw it early on, I was like, wow, that's so cool. And now I'm like, it's still cool, but it lacks focus, severely.
I don't disagree.
And it also doesn't really, it's saying something that's so generic. It doesn't actually say anything specific and concrete.
Well, it's very much Webster's dictionary defines totalitarianism as the movie.
It's just not as sharp as something like RoboCop or some of these other critical.
I thought of that, and Jared, that occurred to me. What year did this come out?
85.
And that occurred to me even back in 85. A much younger me watching it. That it was like there's that moment in the car where he's just sort of abducted her, and then he's riding in the car with her as they have escaped, and he says, "Well, are you a terrorist? What do you think? What does she say? Aren't you worried about the terrorists or something?" He says, and she says, "How many terrorists have you met? Have you ever met a terrorist?" And that to me is like the most focused politically the whole thing gets. I wish there was more
but then they throw it away because there's no chemistry between them, and he's like, "I love you," and it's just kind of weird. You're like,
Yeah, I don't
"What?
think
You've been dreaming about
Yeah,
it?"
I don't
I
know
don't think
I don't know what her deal was. She felt like she was most of the movie she's trying to run away from him.
and
You
then
know.
she gets
Gilliam
sort of
was
she
great at
turns
the
and
casting.
there's a
Wouldn't you?
turn and
Wouldn't
she likes him and it's not really to me motivated in any way, so
Yeah.
that didn't really work.
Mhm.
wouldn't you run away from him if you were her?
Yes.
Yeah,
More or less,
That part was
exactly.
understandable. When
works
she
for the
changed her
man.
mind, seemed arbitrary.
He works
Yeah,
for the
I
man.
think I think Kim Grease's character in this movie is really underserved, and I actually wish the movie was more about
agree.
her than it
Yeah.
was about him, because her character is fucking fascinating,
Mhm.
and his character is just like, this
Yeah,
guy's
so is
a kind of dilettante shithead.
He's
I'm
kind of
glad
gets
you brought
carried
that up.
along by the current of events, you know,
Yes,
and
and even though Jonathan Pryce is a tremendous actor, he only has one color or one
Right.
note in this picture.
Yeah.
He never gets the chance, and I think that's a script thing, maybe it's a direction thing as well, but he never gets the chance to really play with anything else.
he gets two notes because in the dream sequence he's a hero.
right. Okay,
Right.
he's a
In
hero in
the
the dream
regular
sequence.
movie,
Doesn't
he's
talk,
just
though.
all the
Yeah,
time.
which he's so good at that. I mean, he may be the best at that.
Uh-huh.
But for over 2 hours with just
Yeah.
that, I was like, can this guy be something a little different in like one part of the one scene in this movie?
Also, I didn't
Go and
understand.
you go and you watch the movie that I brought up last week, which is Ronin, and his performance in that movie is so good because the amount of menace that he could bring to that character
Mhm.
in Ronin is so fantastic, and I feel like this character should have a little bit more of that menace, even if it's unintentional. And I think if Gilliam was a better director at this point in his career, he could have given him that note
Mhm.
of be a kind of bumbling shithead, but when you get to work and you're actually doing your job, be a little bit more menacing because that's the thing they like about you.
Or stand up for yourself in
Yeah.
certain
Well,
scenes.
that's one of the things I
Maybe be
understand about
charming or funny in
Yeah.
one of the scenes. I
about
don't
his
know.
character. The thing is that his mom is wealthy and well connected, so he's from what you consider to be a good family, and
He's a dilettante.
he's a dilettante.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, yeah, he's just kind of goofing off and doing his own thing. And the thing is that means his bumbling is all entirely of his own doing because he could actually get a promotion anytime he wants. He can go up anytime he wants.
Yeah,
He doesn't motivated by love, but it's like it made his struggle seem kind of phony. It's like you're putting
Yeah.
yourself down there
Yeah.
for a reason, and you're not really trying in life, and you didn't
Because
get
it's easy.
yeah, it's easy because it's easy.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But obviously the visuals are, mostly incredible. I
Mhm.
assume I assume all the duct things were purposefully sort of plastic and phony looking. Because I think
Yeah.
they could have gone
I
more of like
remember
a
this is the guy that made Life of Brian a couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, I'm just thinking
but
like it seems like he
but
had a
everything
good
in this
budget
everything in this movie, like,
is a little yeah.
well, it kind of sucks. Like
Yeah.
Chris just had the enshittification.
This is what I
Yeah.
love about this movie is I realize this might be the first,
Well, that
in terms of dystopian future societies, this movie leaned into enshittification before that was the meme.
Right.
Like
and
more
and
so
the,
than
You know what's funny?
the Blade Runner or Children
well, I
of
thought
Men
of Blade
we watched
Runner a
2 weeks
lot
ago.
watching it this
Yeah.
time.
I'm also
And-
that scene with all the automation going bad in his house. Back to the Future, I think came out 2 months later with the exact same opening scene.
Well, there's also
I love the plastic surgery stuff, like behind
Yeah.
Scott. That stuff
It,
was
so,
handled
it also
yeah.
made me think of Wallace and Gromit, which is later, of course, but it's very
This
Wallace
looked-
and Gromit.
I think she must have been in pain doing this scene. This looked really uncomfortable.
Well,
well,
no, Broadbent has got a lot of foam latex that he's hidden in his hands, and he's sort of letting that.
Oh, really?
I
Yes.
love Jim
Oh,
Broadbent.
that's clever.
And this is no exception. I
Yeah.
love his character.
Yeah,
here.
Broadbent was great
I
in
think
this.
he's
So this
hilarious.
cast is stacked. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He's
There's
actually
also-
more interesting than the lead as well. I'm like,
Oh,
what's
absolutely.
up with De Niro's
And then
character?
I'm like,
I want to
hey,
know more
that's
about
Ian
him.
Holm.
Bob Hoskins.
first
Ian
time-
Holm
the
is
first
Hey,
amazing.
time-
that's Bob Hoskins.
The first time I
Oh,
ever watched
I
this
love
movie,
Bob Hoskins in this. I'm
Yes.
sorry, but why
Oh,
is
it's
he so
fun.
evilly happy all the time?
the first time I ever watched this movie, I called it unlicensed HVAC technicians to the rescue.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But
Wrong one.
Another movie that I want to compare, especially what you guys are just talking about with the scene where all the automation goes wrong, is the part in The Fifth Element where Zorn is like fucking flailing around on his
Yep.
desk
Oh
because
yeah.
he's choking on the cherry, and it's just like, and Ian Holm comes up to him and
Oh, yeah.
is like, "Who's here to pat you on the back? The
Mhm.
children?" You know, like it
Mhm.
I gotta
is
watch that again.
it's that moment of like none of this can save you.
Yeah,
The
right.
only thing that can save you is relationships and
Right.
people and
Hmm.
human connection. Like,
Yep.
and I do think this movie does get that across really well.
See,
Even if it's a
I
little
think it was its
ham-fisted with it.
I think it is ham-fisted. I think it's forced. I don't think it feels genuine at all. But they do get it in. I mean,
Right,
that's the he's trying to do that. I
right.
just don't think it's successful for me. I didn't feel anything, and I
I,
wanted to
I
feel something.
I just don't think that at this point in his career, Gilliam was as good of a director as this needed.
Yeah.
And while I agree with a lot of the what ends up being the final form of the film and what got changed from the original to this version, I do think he's just not quite there, and especially in coaching actors,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because the other stuff that he directed before this, he's directing with the Pythons, and the Pythons could just kind of go out and fucking do it.
Mhm.
Like they can
Yeah.
just go out and if he says go be funny, they're like,
I
yeah,
mean,
man, we've been doing this for 20
they already know
fucking
their
years.
roles. It's
Uh-huh.
a troop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this movie, when you have a Python on screen, like Palin in this, I think is hilarious.
Mhm.
Palin's really
Like,
good in this.
yeah,
And menacing. That's the thing that's
and
That's
menacing.
why I
Is
say
he?
yeah.
Is
he's
he? Is he?
good.
Is he Jack?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. He's not even. I mean, he is funny, but he's exactly. I agree with John. He's actually just giving a good performance, like a
Hmm.
Right.
really.
And that's the thing is Gilliam could be like, hey, remember when we did this sketch back in the day? Go do that guy.
Do
Yeah.
And
that
he
Yeah.
character
could
great.
just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you're dealing with Price and with De Niro and with Greased, they're not used to that kind of direction, and it comes across in the performance at the end of the day. And then Hoskins, I think, is so naturally funny and interesting to watch
Oh my
that he
Hmm.
just
God.
kind of slots into that.
Yeah.
And he's British too, obviously. So like he just kind of
Uh,
like the scene where he fucking picks the other dude up and throws him over his shoulder and
Yeah.
just
yeah.
walks away. You know, like
But
it's
even
it's
Oh,
the
was the other
first.
dude the engineer from Red October?
I believe
No,
It was no
the
somebody else. Okay.
But
that guy's
Hoskins
also
has
in Munchausen.
the minute you see Hoskins, like in the first 5 seconds you see him, the eyes,
Hmm.
Mhm.
he's so crazy in a
Hmm.
comical, weird, and corporate. I was just like, that guy has so much nuance. He has so many bags of tricks in his you know,
Yeah.
The first thing I ever
in his
saw him
body. Like,
in was the Super Mario Brothers movie,
yeah, yeah,
which will break your brain in a
yeah.
number of
Well,
different
I mean, he
ways.
also did Roger Rabbit. I mean, the guy can
Right.
do almost
He's
anything.
versatile.
He
Right.
Yeah.
he he just has this. I mean, then think of the Long Good Friday. Like, it's just so different.
You know, when we
Yeah.
were talking a minute ago about Michael Palin's character, and I had said, the most interesting sort of in terms of political commentary and stuff was that scene where she says, have you ever met a terrorist in the truck? Another thing is Palin's character, because his job is torturing people,
Mhm.
Right.
but he's a family man and his kids are around all the time. It's like
Yeah,
that's good writing, and
Yeah.
and
and he doesn't know which kid it is.
he
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
know which kid it is,
Mhm.
but he does have the kids there, and it seems like he really does care for them in
It
his own
does.
way.
He likes them.
Mhm.
That's like the most
He just doesn't
nuanced
know which one it is.
character maybe in the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I just felt it was like I like a lot of the ideas. I mean, it drove me they do a good job on certain details that still feel too generic, but also they doubled down on it. Like, I mean, there's literally papers upon papers upon papers upon papers just flying everywhere, and everybody's signing and throwing and losing, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm like, this is both kind of entertaining and fun, but at the same time, it also backs up the unfocused nature of this. Like, we don't know what those papers are. Are they important? If he's losing them, are we going to be fucked? If he's losing them all on the street, is that going to actually make a difference?
Is that going to matter?
Yeah. Is it going to matter?
Like the end of Fight Club is.
I don't think it matters. I think
anything
like, we just want
matters.
papers.
I don't think anything matters.
Yeah.
Well, it's also to watch
there's
this
not like nihilism.
And yet it does, because when he's being read his charges at the end, they even bring up the check.
Yeah.
It's like all the records are being kept.
This is a dystopian future strangled in bureaucracy, but at the same time, nothing fucking works.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think one of the reasons I love this movie and will continue to love this movie for the rest of my life is the
love this
fucking
movie.
desk scene where they're pulling the desk back and
that's
forth
good stuff.
through the wall. Like that
That's like some like Charlie Chaplin shit going on.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
and
But
it's
also it's a
perfect.
it's also a clean example of like thoughtless bureaucracy. We're just going to take
Right, yeah.
a small office and
Cut a hole in the wall. Put one
Yeah.
desk
One
in.
desk.
We're not going to find
chair.
their desk. We're just going to leave it there. And it's
Oh,
like,
I actually really liked his
screen.
neighbor. It was really funny too.
All the little screens that all have to have
magnifiers on.
Magnifying.
Yeah.
The
But
level
the art direction, you could watch that all day long. It's just
Well, that's always been Gilliam's strength, is the
Yeah.
visuals.
Right.
yeah, I know. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you watch this now, it's like, God, nothing is fake. No CG. No, he had to get a budget
It's
to
a
build
lot of
everything in
forced
his goddamn movie.
Everything's practical.
Yeah,
Everything's
And
there.
everything,
Much
he's
forced
filming with.
perspective.
I bet he
Watching
shot this
this-
whole thing on 2 lenses. I mean, it's mostly the wide angle.
Oh yeah, he's using the
He's doing
24 and
this whole
everything.
time.
That's
from the
it.
floor looking up.
Yeah, they're
Watching
not.
Every
this-
shot is looking up toward the ceiling.
Yeah.
Watching this in 4K and the TV Samurai.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can see
TV
every
Samurai in
little-
4K.
You can see every little computer chip that makes
Uh-huh.
up his armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the
Oh, see, I didn't even notice that computer.
Oh, yeah.
the 4K
chip.
the 4K version of
Mhm.
this is absolutely worth watching just on its own. You can mute it. You
Uh-huh.
can go do something else, and you can
Mhm.
just walk back into the room.
Told you.
And I said it was the first thing I said in this is you were
Yeah.
right.
I still
You
kind
just
of
walk
yearned
back
though
in the room
for.
and just be like,
And they had a
"Fuck."
few, but I still kind of yearned for like some proper mediums and close-ups sometimes.
Well,
There's
no,
a
it-
few.
There's so much
Gilliam-
wide angle
again,
lenses.
I kind of
Gilliam
felt
is
like he
probably
kept us at
down
a
to
distance a lot.
It's probably down to
How
one
about-
lens for most. It's probably like
What
I
a
said,
camera
the-
lens.
I bet he
Yeah.
is. I bet he
Yeah,
is.
if he has a 50 and a 25 or even shorter, the one with
I
that
bet he has
kind
like
of
a
distorts
20,
a little bit, like the 14,
like a 22, and he's just doing the whole thing.
22 and the whole movie. He loves deep focus.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like, I paid for the set. You're going to see all of
Right.
it.
I
Yeah,
spent
right.
so much money on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, that was their
Again,
two.
it's the visuals are predominant.
Yeah, 2
Well, guys,
Academy
before
Award
we move on-
nominations, and it's the set and the script.
Yeah.
Before we move on from the samurai too far, I kind of want to bring up something else that probably bothered me the first time I watched it, but a little more analytical now.
Battleship Potemkin.
What?
Battleship
Blatant
Potemkin.
Potemkin.
Oh, yeah, there is a
homage?
Battleship Potemkin homage in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just, to me, I think the samurai in particular, but just all the dream sequences in general, this movie is so visually weird and inventive, and in the real world, it's kind of a hat on a hat to have
I know
to have all these crazy looking guys in gas masks and guns and armor, and they're attacking the scene their attack. They come through the walls like they do like 6 different times. They come crashing through the walls in the department store, and he goes to face off with one, and it turns into the samurai. And I'm just like,
At the end,
it's a hat on a hat. It's like, it's already weird and
God could do an
threatening.
entire hang a lantern on just the dream sequence.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah, well, it is. It's but
and he straight
again,
up put like Jim Henson
Is it too
level
much?
fucking shit.
But also, you
in
think
the
again,
dream.
the
I
art
don't
direction's
even
up to
care.
9. Where do you go? You can't
Yeah,
get
that's
10.
like
11.
11.
You get 11, but he can try it. The thing is,
This
the
one-
dial's
this
not
one
going to go
goes to
any further.
11.
He could have gone
Right.
the other way and actually pulled everything back and been like smoky background or something like that, or changed lenses to make it seem a little more distinct. But that
That's
didn't
just
happen.
it. The
No,
dream
it's-
sequence, the dream sequences don't seem that different from the rest of the world
Yeah.
that he lives in, because it's so weird already.
Right.
Mm.
And like you said, they don't
except
use
the
different
skies,
lenses.
Except the skies are blue and
Yeah.
And he's like a David Bowie knight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
He
what
looks like he's
you
from
actually see-
Barbarella or something.
Yeah, if you
No,
play,
he's
you
a
actually
knight.
see
He's a
decent
knight
weather.
of. He's a knight of Sidonia. It's
Mhm.
literally the Muse
Right.
song.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
But also, it's like I love that.
Brazil.
They're going down the truck's going down the freeway, and there's billboards on both sides.
Yeah.
You can't see anything, and everything back there is just destroyed. That one, yeah.
So some of the world reminded me, some of his like real world going home and stuff reminded me of Blade Runner. But then also about a quarter of the way through, Gilliam and company throw in some 80s sax, which is also very Blade Runner.
Yeah.
The saxophone.
And you're right. The ending is like Blade Runner, like the original theatrical release of Blade Runner, where they're driving through the countryside at the end.
Right. Yeah, a little bit.
Which was, again, a happy ending that was tacked on by the studio, not by the director.
Right.
Also, Brazil walks so Children of Men could run, man.
This
in
is
terms of
one
like
of the reasons I
the
picked
dense
it was
art
the-
direction, or telling you art direction, your story through art direction, which this film does.
Oh, the scene,
You know.
the scene in the
Oh,
restaurant.
look
where,
that poster's great.
the scene in the restaurant where the kitchen
Fun without
explodes.
suspicion.
The kitchen explodes,
Oh, the
And
kids,
and unlike in Children of Men, where he runs away from the explosion, they all keep sitting there and they just bring the
They
fucking
just
room
put
divider.
like
Yeah.
partitions
Yeah.
around it. They're all
little room
don't-
divider.
It's like when a horse goes down in a race. They're like, don't look,
Yeah, exactly.
but you
blue
can stay
tent.
seated.
Yeah, it's like the blue tent in football. You put him in there, and they
Right.
can scream his head off all he wants.
Right.
But
I don't know. When I saw this movie, I thought it was one of the greatest fucking things I'd ever seen, and went and saw it again immediately. I probably bought this 5 or 6 times.
what was your opinion changed at all, Chris?
No, it has fallen out of my top 10. It got elbowed out a little bit by Children of Men for sure. Because none of the stuff you're saying I totally disagree with. And if you actually listen to the commentary track, Gilliam will say over and over and over again, we were kind of making up a lot of this shit up every day as we were going along. Like, he was very collaborative. He brought in all these
You can kind of tell.
creatives,
Well, I
and
was
he
wondering
let
how
them
much
run
Stoppard
amok.
had. I was wondering how much Stoppard was involved, because I'm like, Stoppard had to be the one to give it even a modicum of
there's
structure.
specific things that Stoppard came up with.
Right,
For
because
sure.
it's like I imagine if he wasn't involved, it would be even less coherent. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. But
Yeah,
the level of
Stoppard's like holding him by the collar.
Yeah, pretty much,
yeah.
like Tad, I will love this movie till the end of time, because the level of a couple things. One, the level of just general amazement in terms of the entire fucking thing is so specific and unique. And I actually do think it's like, you watch Children of Men, I got echoes of it here. You watch Fifth Element, for sure. There's a lot of things that you could see. The directors were clearly into Brazil. But this time watching it, what I really picked up on is the enshittification. Like, I even wrote it down. Like, that's the thing we all kind of talk about now. Like, God, nothing feels like it's working anymore. And this movie was talking about this 41 years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
I think it's great because of
people are being disappeared in the middle of the night because stupid fucking bureaucrats that don't really have any personal investment in why
Cutting holes in your ceiling and charging you for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the first ones to do that
your torture
kind of
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
But I also
it's
think
so fucking bleak.
we have a theme sometimes on this on these meetings where it's like, and I think this is a scenario where I also think this could be a half an hour shorter, and it would still have the same message, the same impact, the same movie.
That's the problem.
This movie is too fucking long, dude.
I could
The
see that.
problem
I
with
could see
the
that.
theatrical release is they cut the wrong 30 minutes out of it.
Correct.
Yeah, there is a long second act in this thing, and it's like it's a little bit loopy, and it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got a little bored. Like I said, it's like every time Gilliam couldn't figure out what to do next, there was an explosion and a bunch of cops came through the wall. It was like that must have happened in 5 different scenes.
One thing about this is that this came out in '85, and me personally, when I saw it the first time, this was a year after I saw the adaptation of 1984 with John Hurt. So I'm watching, I saw that, and I saw this, and like, oh god, it's like someone took a hose to the 1984 world and washed everything off a little bit. It's still crummy and still like 1984 world, but at least there's a little bit of style to it. You know, everybody in the 84 was just like, it looked like they're on death's door. I mean,
the best version of 1984 that was ever filmed is that Apple commercial.
Pretty much.
Which looks like a Terry Gilliam
which rolls
movie.
around to this again and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I love this movie almost unconditionally, but I will vacillate. So my Holy Grail is still in my fucking top 10. Yes. But in terms of like straight Gilliam, I'm now like this versus 12 Monkeys. I don't know.
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is pretty fucking great. This is also pretty fucking great.
I wish you'd pick both of those.
How we were just talking about
but they're both 2.5
I'd actually argue
hours.
that 12 Monkeys has the same problems this film does, a long second act. I mean,
I would agree with
great
Scott.
setup.
It's a little too long. But
Yeah.
what Tad was talking about earlier, I think by the time he got to 12 Monkeys, he was actually better at directing. He's
better.
At
He's better at getting
he's better at
performances out of people. Yeah.
Well, he's also got actual movie stars in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but everyone here is amazing.
Well, also, the Fisher
he's
King
got
that
movie
was
stars in
this.
this.
Fucking De Niro's in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think De Niro's really charming in this.
Apparently,
He's great.
Apparently, he drove Terry Gilliam crazy because he kind of came in with a method thing. Like,
he did a little bit.
I'm sure he wasn't used to that.
He wasn't there for very long. So
Also,
exactly.
Kim Grace.
He's like a day player.
Was a movie star too.
She was. She was in a lot of stuff before this.
Manhunter, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And go fucking watch her in Manhunter and see how she just devours scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, the whole cast is capable.
She's a black hole of emotion where you just get sucked right into her. In both of these movies, and it's just like that's natural fucking talent.
She didn't suck me in this one.
No, well, that was just the way it was written, I think. All right, that's it.
What about Jim? Don't forget, Jim's waiting in the wings.
No, okay. Who wants to? Jim is actually I will put Jim's comment right now. He's been texting it. Fuck it. Not much to say about Brazil. Still like it, but like most of Gilliam's films, it kind of is lacking.
Yeah.
And I wrote after as a response, we apparently agree.
Where do you go?
He was having
internet problems.
Yeah, he's having internet problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. You don't kick a man when he's invisible.
I'm gonna say like this. Like it's like this.
Yep.
I kind of went when I saw it to like right up here to like just down here. It's weird.
It's still a thumbs up for me. It's still a movie that I'm gonna watch over and over again.
I don't need to ever see it again.
But I do absolutely think that this is Terry Gilliam's like fourth best movie.